Now moving on across the sea, and we see the same hidden hand in communism. Here's Karl Marx. Karl Marx actually was fired by the New York Times to write the Communist Manifesto. There are other aspects of these guys which I won't disclose now, but in this case, look at them all. Here's Trotsky, Lenin, all doing the hidden hand. Founders of communism. What's going on here? Both sides. I've come to find out they've been shaking hands behind closed doors for a very long time while keeping people at bay with this Hegelian dialectic, creating the opposition, creating the enemy, two people warring against each other, and if you don't have an enemy, then what are you fighting against? And so they create these dialectics: communism against capitalism, freedom against tyranny, and this type of thing going on. So what is Gorbachev doing? He's living in the United States. I believe he has a mansion in San Francisco, and they've been doing this for a long time. Look at the hidden hand, even in a large sculpture of Lenin. Not Lenin, but that is Stalin. Continuing on, the Gestapo of the Russian Gestapo, and you can see all of them doing the hidden hand. Freemasonry unmasked as the secret power behind communism. So you have now communism, the West, all being founded by Freemasons, poets. Now here's Rothschild of Europe. This is, I believe, Mazzini, who is the founder of the Thug Mafia. And just to keep in mind that these countries, these organizations, they set people up and take them down when they don't need them anymore. And sometimes they don't cooperate, and they go down. They won't go down without a fight. But we see this everywhere. There are internal struggles, but for the most part, people want power, and they want a country, or they want an organization, and they are handed power in that way. And when they need to take them down, whether or not they've established their own private army, they go down fighting. In this case, you see Skull and Bone Society and this member with the hidden hand. Now continuing on, this is Mozart, I believe. You can see a sort of a Maltese cross there. I don't know all these. Again, this is Nietzsche. He's the founder of the psychology, and was famous for saying there is no God, and he ended up in an insane asylum. Look, as a young boy, they grow their children up in the doctrines. This is Bartoli, the architect for the sculpture of the Statue of Liberty. There he is again. This is the hidden hand in history, shaping history on both sides, playing the Hegelian dialectic. This is Yugoslavia, I believe. This is, I forget his name, I think South America. Bolivar as his name. Now look at this. This is Egypt, and Mubarak, he's doing the hidden hand, and he did not go down without a fight. And so revolutions are started. The opposition starts the revolution, and they get ousted out of office and get taken down. So he was part of it, and now he's out of it. Now you see Jay-Z with this hidden hand and the dual symbolism there. Here is one of the actors that passed away, River Phoenix. He has a brother, Joaquin Phoenix. And so anyway, he's not only doing that hidden hand, but he's doing this eye. They also sacrifice their own, ritually sacrifice. This is an evil empire, and in the industry they do this. So we have here hidden hand for the Beatles. You can see the hidden hand being done by Paul there. I used to like this as Morris Day, and look, he's pointing at the man doing the hidden hand. Johnny Depp on the cover of Rolling Stones, hidden hand. Now you see that variant, which is the sort of the hang loose sign, which is a sign in witchcraft of the moon, and then the hidden hand there with De Niro. Al Pacino. There's Robert De Niro. De Niro and his friend on the set of Taxi in the hidden hand, showing their allegiance. Kanye West. another wrapper, and then you see the single pillar, Freemasonic. One of the singers, I forget him. Oh, and then of course, look, he doesn't have a sport coat or anything to put the hidden hand in, so he puts it underneath his arm. Tom Hanks. On the cover, you can see the hidden hand and the Masonic checkerboard. Let's get a clue as to what our history is. They own our history. They've told us lies. They've revised the history, and they've sold their propaganda to us.